What are 5 ways that you can make passive income in 2023? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down 5 real, viable ways that you can make a passive income on a month-to-month basis going into the new year.
This video is sponsored by none other than Lead Heroes, you guys. Lead Heroes has got you covered when it comes to telemarketed leads and virtual staffing. On the lead side, whether it be Medicare supplement leads, final expense leads, turning 65 leads, they just got something for everybody. They can also actually have you plug in with one of their virtual staff members on the staffing side to where you can pay by the hour for one of their trained and very well vetted staff members to help you out in your business in a virtual assistant format. Just because you watch this video, they're going to give you 10% off any order you make on their website. Link to the site can be found down in the description, so go ahead and check them out.
Way number 1 is the premise for this channel oftentimes, and that is being an insurance agent and selling insurance. There's a lot of different types of insurance policies that will pay on a recurring residual income basis. It's a dramatic misconception. Even people that I've talked to over the years that maybe don't know a whole lot about the insurance industry have these wild misconceptions that maybe you get paid once a year, maybe you get paid one time. Now, there's certainly types of insurance products that will only pay you maybe once per year, or maybe might only pay you one time. But a lot of different types of insurance, whether it be health insurance, Medicare, different types of life insurance, property and casualty insurance, will pay you on a residual income, recurring income basis. And it's very simple. You're on an insurance policy, let's say. If an agent signs you up for that policy, if it's one of those types that I mentioned a second ago, that agent that signed you up, if you did go through an agent, is making a monthly residual passive income off of that policy. Now, it might just be a very small amount, and 1 or 2 potential policies would not really make or break an agent or an agency. However, when you put large numbers of people in that equation, right? Maybe someone's making $10 a month, $15 a month, $20 a month, $25 a month, $30 a month, whatever it is. When you're dealing with large amounts of people, it can add up and it can really kind of scale, kind of build upon itself as you go. When you're dealing with 100 people, right? 1,000 people, 10,000 people, then you can kind of see those passive income numbers start to jump up. So reason number 1, sell insurance, be an insurance agent, and help the person once with their policy, maybe service them on that policy, take care of them on the policy, but you get paid over and over and over again for potentially a significant amount of time. Way number 2 that you can make a passive residual income in 2023 would be investing into the stock market. There are certain types of stocks in the stock market that would be considered dividend stocks. Now, typically in the stock market, you're going to find, really for the most part, 2 different types of stocks that people usually put their money into and they invest. If you're not familiar with what a stock is an ownership share of a publicly traded company that you can buy into. And let's say you buy one stock of McDonald's Corporation. Well, congratulations, you are an owner of some kind, in some perspective, of the McDonald's Corporation. You're a part owner of the McDonald's Corporation. And kind of the different kind of stocks you're going to be looking at when you're looking at value stocks versus dividend stocks. Value stocks typically are stocks that either do not pay a dividend or maybe they pay a very small dividend out to their shareholders, but they take their profits and they reinvest them back into the business, which typically causes the stock to be able to grow and appreciate in value, which essentially makes you more money, right? If you buy a stock for $10 and it appreciates up to $100, and you sell it for $100, you just made $90 profit, right? That's kind of the whole game of the stock market. That would be your value stocks. Now, your dividend stocks, on the other hand, they might not invest as much of their profits back into the company for growth. That's why they're not considered growth stocks. But what they will do is they will pay out shares and percentage of profitability out to the shareholders who are people that have bought shares and invested into the company. Now, some companies might do this monthly. Very few actually might do it monthly if you're dealing with like a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust stock. Oftentimes, they're required to pay out a very large percentage of their dividends, so they might pay those out monthly. But most typically, you're going to find a quarterly dividend with most companies, meaning every 3 months, every quarter of the year, maybe semi-annually, maybe every 6 months of the year, potentially maybe even once per year. However, that stock and that company that you've invested into will continuously pay you that dividend on that schedule as long as you own the stock and as long as they are paying out that dividend, right? Sometimes during different market economy situations, you'll see that companies will rethink kind of their strategy with dividends, right? During COVID, a lot of companies that were paying out very hefty, very strong dividends, well, the stock market was essentially crashing. Market values were down dramatically, profitability was down dramatically, and a lot of businesses were really hurting. So they either cut their dividends or put them on hold altogether. And so the company always has the right to cut your dividend. So it's not a guarantee, but what you want to look for is companies that have a strong history of continuing to pay out dividends even through tough economic times. Way number 3 is buy real estate and rent it out to somebody who wants to live in your property, okay? You can buy real estate. Now, typically to buy real estate, you're going to have to put down more money in most cases than you would if you're buying a home for yourself. I've heard all kinds of different numbers. I would say you're probably looking at about 15 to 20% down in order to buy a property to rent it out. Now, the idea of this is, let's say you put down that money, you buy this property, maybe you fix it up, whatever the case might be, but you make it a livable home for somebody to live in. It's not a place that you live in. It's not your primary residence, but maybe your mortgage is $2,000 a month on the house, hypothetically speaking. If you can get someone to come in and rent it for $3,000 a month, where you have all the liability of the property, but they are able to live in the property necessarily, then you have a nice little $1,000 a month profit. And the more properties you have, the more profitability you're going to be able to get. Buying real estate is an age-old way to make passive income on a monthly recurring basis, and that hasn't changed much going into 2023. People always say, is it a good time to buy real estate? Is it a bad time to buy real estate? My thought process on this is simple. Real estate is always an investment that over time will be valuable to have, even if maybe you buy it in a bad market necessarily. Because you know what they say about real estate, homes, and properties, there's only so much space they can make, and people are not going to stop needing a place to live. So I find long term it's a very, very strong investment. You look at how real estate has appreciated historically, and it's a lot of times looked at as a very good and safe place to put your money. And if you rent out that property, you can make great passive income on it. Way number 4 is become an angel investor for a startup company. If you're not familiar with what an angel investor is, an angel investor is somebody that comes in and invests some money, puts some capital into a small startup company that's not a publicly traded company, it's not something that's on the stock market, and they get shares, potentially dividends, depending on what that agreement ends up looking like, to help this small startup company happen. Now, investing as an angel investor is typically looked at as far riskier than investing into established companies like on the stock market, because established companies are probably not all the time, sometimes, but not all the time going to start here and then all of a sudden go here. Now, it doesn't mean that that can't happen on the stock market, but it's not as likely as investing into a startup. A startup company, you'd never know if they're going to make it. You never know if they're going to be profitable, if they're going to be successful. However, it also means anytime there's big risk, there's also potential for big reward as well. That company could do very well, it could hit it big, and you could potentially earn a very handsome return on your investment. And some deals with angel investors even end up getting dividends, royalties, and different things like that. So angel investing would be way number 4. Way number 5 is you could do what I'm doing right now. You could become a content creator on YouTube, right? So YouTube historically has been a platform that rewards its creators and pays out recurring income for videos that based on how many views they get, right? So you could literally put up a video today, and 2 years from now, somebody could watch it and you can make a little bit of money off of it as long as your channel is monetized. You have to have enough subscribers, over 1,000 subscribers. You have to have enough watch hours on your channel in order to qualify to be monetized. But if you're able to build your channel to that point where it can be monetized, you can make monthly recurring passive income from your channel, even for videos you made years ago. The YouTube algorithm might even show it to somebody 3 or 4 years, 5 years down the road. You just never know. And it's something that, you could make 10 videos before the end of the year. And if those videos do very well and they continue to get seen as time goes on, you continue to make that passive recurring income. I personally have videos that we've made 2 years ago, 3 years ago on this channel and our other channel that I haven't thought about for a tremendous amount of time, and somebody will watch it, or a good amount of people will watch it, and then all of a sudden we have recurring income coming in on a month-to-month basis for that video once again, right? So YouTube is a great way to be a content creator, get your name out, build a brand, but also to earn passive recurring income in 2023. Anyway, guys, did you enjoy my list? Did you agree with me? Is there anything that I really left off that was a huge passive income possibility in 2023? Drop that down in the comment section so we can have a conversation about it. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts if you feel like there's a great passive income opportunity that I failed to mention. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps more people like you find this video who need to see this information. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We do videos like this on a week-to-week basis, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you make lots of passive income in 2023, and here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.